I am resident of Call Creek of Jewel Saints. I'm familiar
And
with Patrick McCray, my buddy Alan Gallant. We're here to rebuild the trees. Directed by Phil Aiden Robinson. Screenplay by Phil Aiden Robinson. Based on Shoeless Joe by W.P. Kinsella. Uh,
mhm.
Produced by Lawrence Gordon, Charles Gordon. Uh, Kevin Costner is here. Amy Madigan is here. James Earl Jones, Ray Liotta, Burt Lancaster. Cinematographer is John Lindley. Music by James Horner. Distributed by Universal Pictures. Release date April 21st, 1989, United States. Budget $15 million. Box office $84.5 million.
Those were big figures back then.
Yes, indeed.
That's the word. Guys, when did you first see Field of Dreams, Patrick?
I saw it at the end of its theatrical run. So it had already kind of made its cultural splash, and I couldn't tell if I wanted to see it or not because I'm not a big baseball fan, but I'm a big fan of great big sloppy sentimental movies, and so that won out, and I'm so glad it did. It was terrific. I had a wonderful time.
Yeah. Alan, when did you first see this?
Probably in like 90, VHS tape. We had, I lived on 7th Street in Bangor, Maine, and about 6 blocks down Union Street, which was connected to 7th Street, was a place called Dave's the Video Store. And that's also where I got my Dark Shadows fixes for the
Oh,
first
hold on,
year.
Alan. Dave's is where you rented Field of Dreams, isn't it?
Dave's is where
That's
I
it.
rented Field of Dreams. Yes, absolutely. And Dave's had a murky section in the back as well, but we won't talk about that. But yeah, it was probably 1990. Whenever the VHS tape first came out, that's when I saw it.
I rented this from my mother's video store, paid $5. Uh,
I got it for $3.99.
so good for you. No, but yeah, I got
Who had to pay for his education?
yeah, I did. I did. This I did not watch this on TV. I watched this on good old VHS. Uh, Good old times. And what a movie. I mean, my God. Ray Liotta and Sugar Jackson was amazing. This, in every way, this is a ghost story. Um, in a lot of ways about Kevin Costner's character and his relationship with his father. And this movie does not bore you one bit. It's not
No,
predictable any time to watch it. I don't care how many times you watch it. It's that good. And James Earl Jones, of course, he steals the movie, and it is not legal to make a baseball movie anymore, considering he passed away. Um, what you guys think here of just the amazing characters we get in this movie?
well, it's interesting because this movie is actually a quest movie.
Yeah,
It's tilting at windmills that turn out to be real.
hmm
And one of the things that I like about this movie is that quest theme is also inherent in one of my other favorite movies of this era, early '90s actually, and that's The Fisher King. And
Yeah, they go well together.
yeah, they do actually, they do. And everybody thinks the protagonist is crazy. And in one case, he kind of is. But in the other case, he's not at all. He's hearing voices that are there, which is amazing. And that's one of the things I love about this movie is that you take it on faith that this quest is for real, and the audience is never in doubt. It's everybody else that is, or most everybody else, not everybody else. Amy Madigan is totally like she's a little nervous about it, but she's totally on board with it. And mentioning Amy Madigan, I'd like to congratulate her finally at the age of 75 for winning the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress.
When was this? What did she get it for?
She got it for, hold on a second here. I can tell you exactly what she got it for. she's the same age as my brother, so I've followed her career pretty closely. But the name just is completely doing it. Let's see. This award, awards and nominations. Here we go. 2026. She wins. She's like got an amazing track record for awards anyway. She's won a ton of them. She won in 2026 for I believe it's, what is it? Actor award, supporting role. Shit. Is it twice? No, that's not it. Why does it not say here for whatever reason? Weapons.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
I have not seen it. I've only seen like a trailer for it.
Yeah, it's nice. Horror film, really.
Yeah, she is scary. Some scary in the trailer.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's won a ton of awards, but I believe, yeah, this is her first Academy Award, and that was just earlier this year. So she's wonderful in this movie. I think she's a little older than Kevin Costner.
Oh yeah,
a few years, like maybe 5 years older than he is, or 6 years older than he is. He's around 70 now.
That's really.
But she's great as his wife in this film. I mean, they're Earth people, in a lot of ways, and they're Earth people that get elevated to this other plane of existence.
Yeah. Have you read the book?
I've not read Kinsella's book.
I have.
Yeah,
I have. It is unreadable.
Really?
It's a movie I like, but it is a book that is so cloyingly in love with its own voice.
Oh, okay.
And with the effect it had. I think at the beginning of the book, it talks about Kevin Costner going over to the sink and said the sun smelled like lemon drops.
Okay. Yeah, no.
It's that book.
Yeah, okay.
It's like way too much Ray Bradbury, too little talent.
So the screenplay by Robinson dispenses with a lot of that stuff and allows the music to imply it.
And it's a hell of a score.
Mm-hmm.
Warner really outdoes himself with it.
Yeah. Yeah, James Horner. Good stuff.
Here's a question for you guys. During the 80s, we saw a lot of these actors when they were younger, like like you guys, especially in the 70s, like in the 60s, when they were coming up, like cutting their teeth and stuff, and before they became big stars. Do you think that's still happening today? That younger stars are sort of being developed to become movie stars, or is that something we're missing?
Yeah, I think it happens all the time. It doesn't always take.
Yeah.
And you have a lot more routes to sort of follow and take them on, see how you test them out.
Now, whether you like him or not, Timothée Chalamet is definitely an example of this. He started his career quite a long time ago as a kid, and gradually built up to the point where he becomes a superstar by doing Dune and this Bob Dylan movie and so on. So yeah, it's still happening. It's just cultivated by management now instead of a studio, because they don't have the studio system anymore. You have management that literally, a good manager manages that career, brings the actor along, advocates for them to casting directors and producers and other people, and brings them along that way.
Very different from an agent.
Yes.
Very different from an agent. And Joel, the best example of a manager I can think of in a movie is Danny DeVito's George Shapiro in Man on the Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They advocate for a manager. A lot of times has a singular client. Maybe they got two or three, but usually they've got enough focus on each client. Whereas an agency has a stable. And the agency, a lot of times, is who the manager will work through in order to get access to auditions or whatever, availability, scripts, all of that sort of thing. So it's still a business the way it was. It's just not self-contained the way it was. It's now broken up, and the individual artist, once they become in demand, has more autonomy. Not so much before they're in demand, though.
If only it worked.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't. But yeah, I like the whole mythology of this movie, and the past coexisting with the present and having agendas and needs. I think is a really cool idea, and I'm kind of glad they didn't make a franchise out of this, but you almost could.
Almost. But I don't know how you could do it better than the first one. So
well, yeah, it's an old silent movie studio.
Yeah.
That's it's the Oberammergau, or some part of that very ancient. It becomes like the TV series Ghosts. But yeah, that's how. I mean, you could easily do this about a silent movie studio.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you film it, they will come.
Yeah, right. Or you're walking on the sacred lot of XYZ studio.
Yes.
It opened in 1915 but closed during the Depression, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
That kind of thing. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. This is also a redemption film. You've got James Earl Jones' character who has soured on all of the things he used to stand for, but who turns out that he is a lover of baseball, starting with the Brooklyn Dodgers when he was a kid, which he denies vehemently at first. And then, of course, the article turns up and he has to admit that it's true. And it's a bizarre yet hilarious scene where Kinsella shows up at his door in Boston and works his way in to his apartment and in some weird friendly way kidnaps him and takes him to Fenway Park. It's
one of the nicer home invasion movies.
It is, and I think it's brilliantly written because it's like neither one of them knows what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids of home invasion does not always go poorly.
No, this is a fantasy.
That's not what you were saying earlier. No. I really have to be terribly careful about that.
Yes.
I hope at this point in our society, I just don't know.
Yeah.
But I would hope that people would have the common sense to know that a joke like that is made precisely because of its facetiousness.
Yes.
But I don't think people have that common sense. I think that we are in the age of the literal. I mean, a lot of people do. Joel, I'm sure your viewers do. But
it's part and parcel to the mission. Let's put it that way. The characters end up having great respect for each other. Kinsella has great respect anyway going into it. He's just compelled to do this because he doesn't know what else to do in order to solve this mystery. You got to go to Fenway Park with me. This is what I've been told. I got to go. So there's a sort of a mystical thing. It's like Knights Templar, I've been called to do this.
It's amazing to me how easily baseball lends itself to that kind of mythologization, if that's a word.
Yeah, it's because of its history is mythologized. The whole Abner Doubleday thing, and which is BS. It's a myth. Baseball didn't start in 1839. It was, and it certainly wasn't invented overnight by anybody. Um, but there is a real history to it, and the real history is as much fun as anything else. And of course, this movie plays into its history and its mythology. It plays into its history of the early days, early 20th century of baseball, because you've got all these guys. You've got Shoeless Joe, who was banned from baseball, and was a few years, well, actually a few years, like the year before this, Eight Men Out came out. I think it was '88. I think. So baseball movies became a thing, and then of course Bull Durham came out before this as well with Costner.
My this is another Patrick name drops. My rhetoric teacher was the guy who operated the bull.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
He's a great guy. It's hilarious. Yeah.
The real guy. I mean, the real Durham.
The real guy.
Bull? Yeah. Okay.
But he operates it in the movie also.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Good. Saves time teaching somebody how to operate the bull.
Sure. Why, Yeah.
But that's cool. That's very cool.
That's all I got for you.
Yeah. But this movie does lend itself to that kind of mythology. It's the America's pastime mythology. Baseball is no longer what it quite was in the minds of Americans, although it's still, it's still there. It was the sport. It was the spectator.
I'm going to ask you a dangerous question. Have we lost something as a nation with that being ceded over to football?
I think so. I really do. Because even when I was a child, you could go to an afternoon game for $3 or $4. And that's not to say that players don't deserve to be paid well, and they weren't.
No, yeah.
But you could do that. You could play hooky from school if you lived in Boston or Chicago or wherever, and go to the game, an afternoon game, or play hooky from your job. Oh, I'm sorry, I got a cough today. Well, I'm going to see a doubleheader. People did that all the time. Now, they didn't always fill the darn stadiums like they have to now. A lot of times it's like, that's why they have so many night games now. But unfortunately, that means that childhood connection to the sport is interrupted and is difficult to maintain when games don't get over until 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Because kids have to go to school. And even during the summertime, young kids are not going to be staying up that late for the most part.
Well, because this is something that confuses me about baseball. Has it always been so drawn out?
Yes.
Yeah, when I was a kid, you could between an hour and a half and 2 hours, and you could expect a ball game to be over. But since the late 80s into the 90s, the games have gotten longer and longer and longer, which is why they now have a pitch clock to try to cut it back.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? I'll tell you, my favorite
pitch clock does jack and shit.
It doesn't do enough, that's for sure. But I will say one thing: it does prevent the pitcher from standing there picking his nose for two minutes, which I have to admit, the reason why games got really long, especially in the 90s and early 2000s, was because of the Yankees-Red Sox rivalry. Both of those teams used to wait each other out during games.
Man, that's
just absolutely wait each other out. And now being a Red Sox fan, I'm going to blame it on the Yankees starting it, but you can decide that for yourself. But it was like, there'd be endless mound visits. Now they don't allow too many mound visits, and they don't allow too long. And that was one of the things that used to, the managerial strategies and all of that sort of thing was one of the reasons why games got up to and including 3.5 to 4 hours long. And that baseball is not meant to be that long. Baseball is meant to be an hour and a half to 2 hours long.
Thank God. I'm glad somebody said it. Yeah. Because the season 6 might have been season 7 DS9 premiere ruined by the World Series. I waited all summer.
Yeah.
And it was on at 11, and it kept being pushed and being pushed and being pushed. You know what? I said, I'm sorry, baseball fan. You don't get everything you want.
Right.
Star Trek's America's pastime. Well, yeah, America's pastime, fine. What about the Federation? You know
Yeah.
how many worlds we have in the Federation? I mean, we don't have. Yeah, I know that's problematic language, but you get the idea.
There were not night games in the World Series until 1975.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
this is actually that.
And then, I mean, lights had been around since the 30s, the late 30s. So there's no excuse for that. They just decided they were going to have them all day games. Now they realize, oh, we can make so much more money if we have
Yes.
them at night because you get more commercial. The commercials at night are more expensive. The Everything about it is more expensive, and it just you can fill the stands, you get the networks, you get this, you get that if you have them at night, and so most of the games now in World Series and playoffs are at night with
Yep.
occasional day game.
Well,
So
because they're brought to you by Gillette. Gillette, the best a man can get.
Gillette used to sponsor NBC's World Series coverage, which is usually the Yankees against somebody back in the 50s. Yankees and the Brooklyn Dodgers a lot of times played each other back then. But there's actually some full games that were televised uh, from the 50s that are up on YouTube.
Okay.
And they're like Yankees against the Brooklyn Dodgers. So they're kind of fun to watch.
Who who's your favorite hitter you saw in stadium, Al?
My favorite hitter that I saw in stadium.
Yep. A live game.
Well, I never went to see a live ball game until I was in my mid 40s.
Mm-hmm.
So that would have been 2005, and I went to see the Red Sox play against the Cubs and the White Sox because I was doing summer theater over in Ohio, so it was like 5 hours away, and we would drive over. And I had a buddy of mine that was a Cubs fan, and so on. So we would pick up tickets on the internet and drive over. So it would have been probably let's see, by '05, David Ortiz probably because he was the clutchiest clutch hitter that the team had ever seen and was almost single-handedly responsible for them pulling out of a power dive and winning it all in 2004. So that would have been it. But I tell you, all time, I used to watch the games when I was a kid via television, of course, when you'd see maybe 60 of them on TV, and the rest of the time you listen to them on the radio. Out of WBZ or WSBK Boston, and the local affiliate would carry one of the other would carry them, usually Channel 7. And they were a lot of day games. So you could sit down and watch the weekend games on TV, and then the weekday games a lot of times were going to be, unless it was a national broadcast, were going to be on the radio. So back then, let's see, probably Collier Stremski was the hero of '67. That's when I was first aware of the team because my brother was big into it. His grandson Mike Yastrzemski now plays for the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
It looks just like him. Bats very similar to him. Family. The blood runs strong, as they say, you know. But yeah, Carl Yastrzemski was my hero when I was a kid. Also, the Jim Rice, who was a big power hitter for us for years, it was a big deal. And as far as favorite pitchers, Louis Tion, who just passed away last year, was he was just an interesting guy. He had this weird wind up and delivery where he would actually show his back to the batter before he came back around and threw the ball. He also once threw 165 pitches in a World Series game, and then pitched on his regular day after that. So that's another thing about modern baseball. They pitch count everybody because there's so much money invested in these guys that they freak out if they pitch over 100 pitches in a game. But there's a lot of controversy about that now too, because it doesn't seem to stop injuries from happening. So
No, no, I would love for somebody to go back in time and tell Kurt Schilling after 100 pitchers are sitting down. He would have punched you in the face.
Yeah, yeah, guys like that would have exactly. You don't have to go back 20 or 30 years
No.
before they would want to. There's very few people that have complete games in a season anymore.
Yeah.
As a pitcher. Yeah. And back in the day, I remember Bob Gibson once had like 28, 30 complete games in a season.
Yeah.
And he pitched the whole game even if he lost.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a lost art these days.
Yeah.
I went to one baseball game. That was the Pirates and the San Diego Padres, and the San Diego Padres came into town, played against the Pirates at Three River Stadium, and I was fortunate enough to see Tony Gwynn just hit that ball.
Well,
you want to talk about a great hitter.
Yeah, he was a great hitter. He had a very high bat. He had a 1940s batting average for his career. He was like 340 something. It was really high. Yeah.
So,
but anyway, you get to see a lot of these classic players playing in the Field of Dreams in this movie, and it's a real touchstone to that reality and mythos of baseball. Mm-hmm. And I think the mythos of baseball can only continue if we make it attractive for kids. Mm-hmm. You know,
how do we do that?
More day games. I mean, we still have some.
Yeah,
but there's an awful lot of night games, and they can't stay up that late.
Yeah,
or if they can, it's only during a couple months a year. And
no one wants them walking home alone, in the middle of the night or something.
Yeah.
The worst months for baseball. I'm not meaning for me and Alan because we watch baseball.
Yeah, I was about to say summer is the worst ones. I get away from.
The worst ones is when it's like March, April, because people are still in school. But
they're still in school, and the weather's really cold in the Northeast.
Yep,
and it sucks to play. And they've expanded the season to 162 games, and they also decided to start the season a little earlier because it was going so late into the fall that we had a couple of World Series that went into November.
Yeah,
that's rather embarrassing as far as I'm concerned. October baseball is one thing, but November, no, too much.
And the summertime is the best for like the kids,
but June through August.
Yep, June through August. And for getting into the game, I think if you're looking for the best solution, Little League Baseball still has the best answer.
I agree. If it only costs less, and sometimes you can get cheap tickets if you get them off of one of the services or one. Sometimes you can get cheap tickets. You're not going to get cheap tickets to like a Yankees Red Sox series.
What is considered a cheap ticket?
$60, $70.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Now,
and I will say this: occasionally you can get those kind of tickets in the boxes, which and I love down third baseline. Love it. First baseline is really great too, but I don't like the bleachers, and you probably get $50 seats in the bleachers for some games. I know that down here, the Tropicana, they never fill it during the regular season. So if the Red Sox come into town, I want to go see something at the Trop, I can probably get a ticket for $50 or $60. A good one, deal. A good ticket.
Yeah,
because the owner of the Marlins is an idiot.
Well, and so is. I mean, I'm sorry, but they actually have good teams down here for the Rays, but they still don't draw.
No, they don't.
But I'm glad they're there for cheap tickets when the Red Sox come to town. So
there you go.
Okay.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that. But this movie.
Were we reviewing a movie somewhere?
Yeah,
I'm not sure. Amy Madigan's real pretty.
Yeah, she is. She's a sweetheart in this movie. She's great. She knows exactly how to modulate this character. She's not a simp at all. She's very much an equal. But she's a supporting equal. Even though she thinks he's a little crazy. Yes, he is. But the whole discovery that something is going on in that cornfield is great. It's like the quest of Don Quixote. It's all of a sudden it's all so clear, and I've got to build a field. and and then you've got the brother-in-law and all this sort of stuff comes in, and he has to perform the role of cynic, and perfectly does so. He's not an evil, mean guy. He's just like concerned, and he's the fiduciary kind of guy. And if they don't grow corn on that land, they're going to go broke.
Yeah.
Love when they're at the ball field and he hears "Go the Distance," and he's like, "Did you hear that? Hear what? I didn't." And he goes, "Oh, I thought you were supposed to hear something. I'm sorry." And as he's dropping off, he's turning around. He goes, "Going and he sees James Earl Jones going the distance, and that right there.
Yeah, and he also saw the Moonlight Graham thing in the scoreboard. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Says, what does it mean? It's like he responds exactly how somebody would normally respond to that. What does that mean?
And Burt Lancaster as Dr. Archibald Moonlight Graham is really, really.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's one of his best latter-day performances. Maybe the best one he has at the end of his career. He's so grounded as an old man, because he found he found what he was supposed to do in life, and it was not to be a baseball player, which is ironic, even though he still fantasizes about getting that one big at bat. He would never trade that, and he makes sure that it's understood. And I like the fact that it's very Dark Shadows. All of a sudden they're in the past, and it's not a time machine that's made this happen. It's like a seance.
The needs of the story.
Yeah.
Induce it.
But he looks up and he sees, what was it, The Godfather on the movie marquee?
I think so. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very, very well done how they do.
Yeah.
Because you also hear his character die before ever they met him. So
yeah, exactly. So how that's they're on the verge of giving up. They go to the librarian. She confirms it, and they commiserate with her, and have that wonderful moment where she reads the obituary, and James Earl Jones says, "You're a really good writer," and she says, "So are you." And pats him on the hand. That's great. It's fantastic. These characters are just Americana. It's a really good kind of. We're in the feel-good mode, and this is the kind of movie it is. There's a great adventure to it, but also this sense of Americana and getting back to something that maybe has been lost.
And the fact that he's like, "I gotta get going, Felicia."
Yeah. His wife, she wonder where I've been.
But they do pick him. They do pick the younger version of Dr. Moonlight Graham up on the road.
Yes. Archie Graham.
Archie Graham. And when they pick him up, the girl gets knocked to the ground by her uncle, not on purpose.
No, just they're just
arguing.
Yeah.
And she's choking on a hot dog, and he runs from the outfield and stops and goes, "Okay, I gotta save this kid." Pops up, and you see the transformation from young to old.
Yes, and he's got his doctor's bag with him when he's an old man. So it's very magical, very magical.
Yeah, and Costner's character's reaction. So, "Oh my God, you can't go back, can you?"
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. It's okay.
He got to do what he got to run the bases.
Yeah. wink at
the pitcher and almost get drilled.
Yeah. Now that's the pitch that I grew up with watching. The pitcher would drill you if you winked at him. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Randy Johnson didn't give a shit about a bird. I mean,
no. Well, I mean, that was an accident, but still, it just sort of added to his fame.
I always say that with a joke, and people look at that. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
You.
Yeah. but he actually did do that. So
Yeah. Oh my God. I remember Kurt Schilling's bloody suckable. Who's gonna go up there and get him? Nobody. Like,
no.
oh my God, one of the greatest, probably the greatest.
That
One
was
of
an
the
awesome.
time.
That was an awesome performance after that first game where he was all messed up and he couldn't throw a strike to save his
Yeah.
soul. That was pretty awesome.
I remember him and Johnson played for the Diamondbacks when they won the
Yep, when
World
they beat
Series.
the Yankees in the World Series.
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
And I talked to Diamondbacks. I said they have Randy Johnson and Kurt
And Johnson comes in relief in
Yep.
Game 7. So
Yep.
it's like, oh crap.
It's over.
Sorry guys, you're done.
It's over. That's it. My God. My God. I like when the Rangers and Diamondbacks went to the World Series, like nobody had that on their card, like because they were not considered good teams at the time.
No,
But
the Rangers maybe, but the Diamondbacks certainly not.
no, they were young. They were very young.
Yeah.
Um, but sometimes that's the weird thing about baseball. Sometimes you just have young teams that catch teams at a certain time in the playoffs.
Catch lightning. Yeah.
Yep. And that's the beautiful thing about baseball. Where football, it's a little more of an upset because it's one goddamn game.
Yeah, and you've also got the grind of the season is a different thing in football,
Yep.
and you've got so many other sort of things going on simultaneously in football. So it's just very different. I mean, I like football too, but baseball is what I grew up with more than anything else.
I grew up with sports in general.
Yeah,
I watch any sports. So but I like watching baseball on TV. So that's something I've always enjoyed.
Yeah.
Even as a kid, but just to get to see all those amazing players growing up. I mean, the home run chase was awesome. Barry Bonds, obviously, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa. I mean, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yep, it was.
Uh,
Baseball, I think the reason this movie is so good is because baseball still is a touchstone for so many people, even though it's not as popular as it once was because of football has kind of taken over as the number one sport. But and basketball does pretty well too. But there was a time when baseball didn't have all of that competition and the other sports were not as prominent as they are now. They had a lot less teams in the other leagues and so on. Now they've got a lot of teams. So, but it all comes back. Baseball is the one that goes back the furthest.
the league that deserves the credit for football, and I love the NFL, is the AFL. I love the NFL, but without the AFL, they would not have made it.
I agree. They would have stagnated, and it took a merger. It took Pete Rozelle to see in the future, basically, to know, because a lot of the older heads in the NFL were like, well, the AFL, they stink, blah, blah, blah. We can beat them all day long.
And credit to two owners, too, Hunt and Davis. Who were really instrumental in that.
Davis was like suing the NFL.
Yeah, he was.
I don't care.
Yeah. Oh,
hate me, I don't care. I'm going to sue you.
That's it. And I'm gonna fucking win too.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Ray Liotta does a great job. Everybody does.
This is his coming out party.
Yep.
This is Ray Liotta's coming out party. It really is. I mean, I think he'd done some work before this, but this is really people all of a sudden, who's that guy?
Yeah.
And
then he does Goodfellas.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah. The 90s kind of belonged to him. He was one of the premier actors of the 90s for sure.
He's really interesting in Copland, which has like a Hollywood of
Hollywood. Oh yeah, Copland is great.
Yeah,
it's one of the better things that what's his name has done.
Stallone.
He put on a bunch of weight to play the cop, and he was well directed and did a great job with it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't his project. He didn't write it and do everything. So he was just kind of an actor in it. And it worked out really well, I thought. I thought that he gave a really good performance.
We lost Patrick.
Yeah, I think we have, unfortunately. Maybe the Knoxville effect.
Yeah. But yeah, this movie really good. Burt Lancaster does a great job. Great performer. Uh, what's some of your okay? I know this is gonna be one, but give me your favorite Costner movies. You got
My favorite Costner movies?
Yeah.
Well, this is at the top of the list. I'm not a great fan of Bull Durham. I recognize its significance.
Yeah,
but I'm not a big fan of Bull Durham. But I also like some of the movies that other people think are trash, and among them, especially I like, is The Postman.
Yes,
I really like that movie. I mean, I understand it. I think it got a really bad rap when it first came out. It was long. But I think it's, with time, I think people are going to look at it a little bit differently. It's got a great cast.
I knew who Tom Petty was when I watched that movie.
Yeah.
And so Tom Petty's at that time surviving a post-apocalyptic America was not shocking.
Yeah.
Because if
And
anybody,
it's like he's playing himself. He just doesn't say his name. He's just like,
yeah,
don't I recognize you? Yeah, I used to be somebody. It was that kind of one of those.
But so good. Too.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And I think the whole, there's sort of freedom versus fascism that's going on in this film as society tries to reemerge. You got the one guy who's he's nothing. He's like a factotum. He's an office boy or something. He turns into this like military leader guy because he liked to read books on military strategy. So he knew about it. And
Will Patton,
Will Patton's fantastic in this movie. He's really great. He's really
great actor.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm going to say I liked Waterworld. Okay, I wouldn't watch it a lot, but it wasn't. I didn't find it was terrible. I thought it was reasonably fun movie to watch. Trying to think. Draft Day is fun. He does a really good job in Draft Day. That's got a good cast in it too. I'm trying to think. Dances with Wolves, top 3. Dances with Wolves, top 3. So, I would probably go Field of Dreams, Dances with Wolves, The Postman, and then others below that.
Yeah. It's so hard because he's been in so many, but I'll give you my top 3.
Yeah.
This is one.
Yeah.
Wyatt Earp is 2. He does it.
He's very good. It only had one disadvantage. He came out the same year as Tombstone.
Yes, he did. And I do like your pick of The Postman. That is really a good movie. I have Waterworld on Blu-ray, which is a fun movie to watch.
It is.
It is. Both movies are long.
Yes.
So, for a movie that I won't put another Western because though he's done a lot of Westerns, a movie I really like with him in it. And by the way, Will Patton is in that movie too. It's Gene Hackman. It's a spy movie. It's called Out of Time, I think. I gotta check, but I know he plays like a Russian spy.
Oh, okay.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I think I know the movie you're talking about. I think I'm pretty sure of that.
It has Sean Young in it.
Yes, it does. Yes. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's a pretty good movie, actually.
Yeah, it's really a fun movie. But another one too, because me and Butch did it here, is Open Range. Costner turns down Kill Bill to write and direct Open Range.
Well, I think he made the right move.
The right move.
I do. I like Kill Bill too, but I don't think he would have worked as well in that.
No, it's crazy because it looked like it was going to be a big resurgence for David Carradine, and Carradine died not long after.
Yeah.
I'm a big David Carradine fan growing up as a kid.
Yeah, absolutely. Kung Fu and then on he did a ton of stuff
Yeah.
in films and was obviously he's a unique talent. He was a unique talent. He's just different. He had a different sort of aura about him. His life, I think, registered in his characters. So he was different. He was a bit on the strange side in terms of his energy, and it worked.
Favorite Burt Lancaster movies? You got any?
Oh, From Here to Eternity.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah. This one, I think it's a fantastic late stage performance. And Atlantic City.
Yeah. Great picks. Great picks. Uh, yeah, From Here to Eternity is really good. I'll give you another one. 7 Days in May.
Oh
With
yeah.
him, Kirk Douglas. My God.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen The Train? Or
I have
like that?
not.
It is really interesting. It's like World War II-ish. And Burt Lancaster is doing a lot of stunts in it. It's
Yeah,
really,
he was an athlete. He did his own stunts when he was in one of the movies about like a circus or something. I remember because he was a
yes,
circus performer.
yeah,
He was an aerialist.
yeah.
So yeah,
I and if for now, most people will pick Gunfight at the OK Corral because he played whatever. I'm not. My personal favorite, The Professionals with. I mean, he is cool as shit in that
yeah.
movie. So, this obviously because he's in it, but he doesn't star in it necessarily.
No, he's just a great supporting presence.
But yeah, great actor, great actor. Uh, obviously I give this movie a 12. Alan, what do you give it?
Yeah, I'll go there. I'll go there. This is a touchstone movie about something that I've always been interested in, baseball, of course, and then all the human stuff besides. So really, it's all really good.
I'm going to quote Andrew McCutcheon, who's a current baseball player. He plays for the Texans or the Texas Rangers, sorry. But he was drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates.
And he played for Pittsburgh, and they brought him back, and then they let
Yep.
him go. I
Yep.
thought they were going to keep him until he retired this time,
Yep.
but
I'm going to quote him that baseball requires patience. And
Mhm.
if kids want to get into it, that's what it really requires, a lot of discipline and patience.
Yeah.
So there is that. But
yeah, hitting a round ball with a round bat is like one of the most difficult things you can do in sports.
I don't have the skill to do the hand-eye coordination, but there are people who do.
Yeah. I couldn't hit a curveball, so that was the end for me. So I played a little baseball, mostly town team stuff. I just wasn't that good at it, but I just always loved it. So
I want to be the pitcher if I'm hitting the ball.
No,
I learned to drive.
No, yes, you do.
I've hit people by accident. And a couple on purpose.
You're supposed to hit him on purpose.
On purpose, yeah. It's rule baseball, damn it.
Line drive right up the box. Scare the hell out of the pitcher.
I don't know how sentimental my next movie is, but have you ever seen Dirty Work, Alan?
Nope.
I will send it to you, Patrick. That's my pick for tomorrow night.
Okay. Dirty Work?
Dirty Work.
Okay.
It stars a late comedian who we all know and love.
Okay. That must be Robin Williams, eh?
No, not Robin, not this time.
Okay.
Not this time. Norm Macdonald.
Oh, Norm. Okay.
Norm. But it kind of has a heartwarming a bit to it, but it's a lot of comedy.
Cool.
Bit screwballish. So link to Patrick McCray's Dark Shadows Day book. The bound's going to be a description box. Unfortunately, we lost Patrick. During the process,
fortunately, we will get him back.
We will get him back tomorrow. Link to Alan Galland's YouTube channel, Collins Sport After Dark, will be in the description box. Guys, go enjoy some baseball and watch it on TV. If you can't get to the games, television they're televised all sorts of places. So, and the radio still works too.
It's true. Just pick a favorite team and go with it.
Yep, that's something I told a friend of mine recently. I said, just pick a team, just pick any team. It doesn't have to be a local team, and listen to them on the radio. That's it. That's it. And then you don't have to root for. Look, I don't root for any of my hometown teams ever.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right, Alan, man. I'll see you tomorrow night, buddy.
Later.
Later. Where's the button?